Hello my little geeks and freaks, welcome back to my book bowl challenge where I will go through a massive bowl of books and hopefully not lose my sanity in the process. Today's review is on the third installment of the Blackwell Beast series by Sadie Hunt, and it is called To the Grave. Oh my god, this series, this saga, yes, thank you. That's all I have to say to the author, thank you. She currently is working on Blackwell Hawks, I believe. The second book is coming out this month, and the third book is coming out next month. And let me tell you, I will be reviewing them as they come out because, oh my god, I will review whatever she puts out at this point. Thank you. I went on her Instagram. I follow her. I don't understand why she doesn't have more followers. People need to follow her. I think she's amazing. Maybe I'm just a simp. I don't care. These books bring me joy, and whether that means you guys like them or you don't, I hope you do, but like also if you don't, that doesn't change the fact that to me these books brought me so much like enjoyment, entertainment. I felt like I actually stepped into the story, and I love when books do that, and I've been having a really good run with books lately. Thank you, book bowl gods. Thank you. So let's get into it after my rant is over. We start the book off in a pretty rough place. Daisy's a mess. Daisy is in a dark place where she feels like she's drowning in her grief. The beasts are trying to help her heal, but she can't even pretend to be normal. She doesn't even want to pretend to be normal. It takes quite a while before the beasts have had enough, and they can't take anymore, and they force her to get back into civilization. They force her to go back to the gym. They force her to kind of get back to her old self as best as she can. Only then does Daisy finally find some of herself again. She's finally able to move forward, to take a step in the right direction. She works out, she goes to work, she works on the house with the beasts, and now she is out for revenge. Revenge against the person who took something precious from her. But when Daisy and the beasts start to try to get some answers, someone she thought was gone from her life returns, leaving Daisy pretty enraged with the beasts. She feels betrayed, she feels lied to, she feels like she can't trust them, and she feels like there's really no point getting close to them because they could just leave. They let her drown, and it was all for nothing. Unfortunately, they had no choice. They had to do what they had to do. And it takes her quite a while before she can forgive them again and be intimate with them again. Throughout this book, we see a lot of Daisy's grief, her anger, her confusing feelings towards the beasts, and you really get, you get the inner turmoil of the beasts as well. That is always something I really like, seeing that these aren't just some macho men that just, I can have whatever I want, this is going to be perfect. Like, you see their turmoil, and I like that. But we do see a lot of Daisy's emotions. She knows she loves the beasts, but she doesn't see how a future with them is possible, and she's afraid they'll leave. She doesn't want to finish the house because that means they have no excuse to stay. But she feels like if she stays with them, she's going to lose her sister in the process and her father. Even though they're on very rocky terms, she does feel like she'll still lose the only family she has. She's afraid of what society would think of her to be with not one, but 3 men. And not just any men, but the men that went to prison for unaliving her brother. Meanwhile, the beasts are focused on getting answers. They want the answers, and they want them now. They want to be able to keep Daisy safe and keep all the girls safe. They travel to a few different states to get answers about people from Mac and Daisy's mom's past. Daisy's having even more issues with her sister, but luckily, Daisy's relatively safe in this book. Relatively. Obviously, the big issue is still looming, but it's not as bad as the last book, or even the book before that. Until a terrible storm hits. Only as Otis is home with Daisy to protect her. And it's during this storm that Daisy's worried about the safety of the beasts, and that Ruth is out, and she's in danger. So she runs instinctively to Daisy for safety. It is then that we, as the viewers, have taken all of the information from the beasts, from Daisy, and from Ruth, and the research that was done, and a little bit through the person that was after Ruth, that not only have we learned that Jace's life has been a lie, but so has Daisy's in a way. Not as bad as Jace's, but Daisy has been thrown for a loop. They learn things about their parents that they never thought possible, and now they're racing against the clock and the weather to save Daisy and Ruth from 3 men who are coming to the house to take them away. It is also during this time that we learn that Daisy was much closer to her enemy the entire series than we actually thought. Now, the Beasts are doing everything possible to keep Ruth and Daisy safe and get rid of the threat. Even if that means enlisting 3, I wouldn't call them friends, but men to help protect them. When all is said and done, and they're all seemingly safe, will Daisy be able to have her beasts and her family? Will she be able to have her happily ever after? Are they able to move past everything that has happened? My favorite part of the book is actually not what you'd expect. Usually my favorite parts do involve some form of intimacy, just because there's usually a powerful moment in those scenes, or it's just a really good scene. But this wasn't like that. I just really liked the scene. I felt like it was wholesome. I don't want to give too much information, as usual, but I really liked the Thanksgiving dinner scene. I think it was beautiful. I think it was kind of healing for Daisy, and it truly gives a glimpse into what she desires and what she can have. I have to say, I like the twists in this book. While some of it did seem, in a way, expected because it was similar in some senses to Aventine University, I was still shocked by other things because it wasn't very obvious that that was the path it was taking, and it did. It did take those paths. So I do like the twists, and I have to appreciate how each character handled themselves throughout the book. Each character had something worth losing. Each character had something that they regretted or something that weighed on them. They all had their inner turmoil. They all had their concerns, their worries, their fears, their desires. And you really saw how they handled all of that quite well throughout the book. I also love the ending and the little surprises in the epilogue. I did cry a bit with this book because I'm an emotional bitch. Sue me. But I loved every second of it. It is so easy to read these books because they're so enjoyable, and it is such a quick read because I feel like it immediately pulls me in, and I think it might pull you guys in too. So if you're interested in a mystery romance, you want the answers of things, you want to see why things are happening, who's behind them, but you also want to see a reverse harem romance in the mix, this might be the series for you. Although I recommend you start with Aventine University. You need all that information from Aventine to fully enjoy the experience of Blackwell Beasts, and let me tell you, you will enjoy both series. If you enjoy one, you'll enjoy the other. There are some darker themes, so check the book out, see what you think, but make sure you're prepared. It's not terribly dark, but you know, your mental health matters, and what might be something I enjoy might be something you're not into, so I would just be warned. But luckily it doesn't focus on the dark. It focuses on the romance and the mystery, and the dark is just in the background, so it's not too bad. Anyway, I hope you guys liked this book review. Like the video, comment your thoughts, let me know if you want to read this book, if you have read this book, if you want to talk about this book. Hit the subscribe button to show your support, and hit the notification bell to be informed every time I post a new video. I appreciate you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Happy reading. Bye.